Good evening. Glad you were able to make it. I understand that you would like to get to understand who the Andrew Jackson of today is. So let's talk about Andrew Jackson, seventh president of the United States. A hell of a run. Missed the first one because of the Electoral College. No wonder he wanted to get rid of the thing. Now, here's the thing. As Andrew Jackson, we're one of the most relevant president of today. I am what presidents of today should be. A man of action, a man of attitude. Not to say everything I did was brilliant, but as a president, I built a steadfast opinion on all the information available. And once I had that opinion made, once I had my plan of action ready to go, it was done in an autocratic manner, in so much as, I'll be savvy, I'll be thoughtful, but I'll always be a politician, and I'll get what I want. Now, it's only after I consider all of my options do I make a decision. And once that decision is made, I will pursue it relentlessly, take into effect any of my treaties for that matter. And when it comes to my opponents, the same goes. Once I have the information I need, I will grind away at my opponents until I get exactly what I need, whether it be getting into the presidency, getting my treaties done, getting the bank burnt to the ground, instead of trying to overuse the power that we allotted them at the time. It's a great idea for when it was conceptualized. Glad it went away. Now, I will always be known as modernizing the nation. My term of office was more or less a mini enlightenment. Now that we know, now known as the Jackson America. During that era, we were able to see what it was with a common man in office. Now, when I was younger, we all understand I had a bit of trouble. My dad dying shortly after I was born, my older brother dying in the war months after volunteering. Next oldest brother and I basically forced into labor under the British. My mom dying of cholera. Basically, when the war was done, I had no family, I had me. Now, there's no excuse for my behavior, but as I grew older, I did spend a good deal of my time gallivanting, bit of a wild style behavior. I got into a lot of betting, horse racing especially, partying. But fortunately for us to be here today, I got into law. Now with that law career comes a lot of headaches, and you really want to know about all that and enjoy reading a lot of history. But what I want you to know about is what happened after I was appointed the governor of Florida. I resigned after a few months for one reason and one reason only. I knew that I was to be president of the United States. Now, it didn't happen as quickly as I had hoped, like we previously discussed, but it did happen. While president, I had four major issues, all right, that will forever be part of that mini enlightenment. The Second Bank of the United States, the tariffs of 1828, the nullification crisis that I believe I handled very well without having to destroy any states, and the Indian removal. Now, I did go to great lengths to destroy the bank as it was. It was a crusade that almost cost me my presidency in 1834. And offered me the opportunity of censure by the Senate. But be that as it may, the outcome is exactly what needed to happen. The master bank was eliminated. Its power spread out as it should be, because a monopoly in banking is unacceptable today as much as it was yesterday. Now, nevertheless, in 1837, I had the bank killed, and as part of my lifelong distrust of credit, you'll note that I am also the only president who completely removed the nation's debt. Would love to see the next guy do that, because, wow. Now, add to it, my appeal comes from my backwoods roots. I am an everyman. I am the example of what all of us are. Hardworking, autocratic, willing to do what it takes to get things done. And I went from that difficult youth, that wild style in my youth, to control for the most part and making things happen.